pile of 5 books that all your perfect. One of the best books if he had been with me. Successful reading. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing very well. And if you're new here, hi, I am Rishika and I make bookish and lifestyle content. So if you are interested in those things, please do consider subscribing. You'll have a lot of fun here. Welcome to the monthly wrap up for the month of June. June was a very successful reading month for me. I read a total of 5 books. I know 5 books doesn't sound like a lot, and there are many people in this world who read 5 books in a week. But for me, 5 books in a month is a lot. I read from 2 to 3 books in a month, so 5 books is a very good average for me. I started out June with this book, If He Had Been With Me, by Laura Nolan. This is the story of Autumn and Finn, who are 2 neighbors, and their parents, actually mothers, are best friends. They also used to be best friends when they were younger, but now they have drifted apart. And this story is from Autumn's point of view. She tells us basically her and Finn's relationship when they were younger and why they drifted apart. And this is a beautiful story. It builds up the character of Autumn and Finn. This was a 4 out of 5 star for me. I had some issues with this book. The issue is that this book is almost 400 pages long, but the story is really short. If the author would have tried, this book could have been completed within 200 pages, because there is not much plot to this book. There is a lot of build up, and I did not like the build up a lot. It was a very good book. I'll not say that it was bad. It was good, and many people will definitely like it. The story was really good, but the story could have been shorter. Now, moving on to the second book. Not exactly a book, it is actually a novella. It picks up right after the first book of the Shatter Me series, which is called Shatter Me. The name of the book is Unite Me, but it consists of 2 novellas. One is Destroy Me and the other is Fracture Me. Destroy Me is supposed to be read after the first book of the Shatter Me series. This has the story same as the book Shatter Me, but it is written from Warner's point of view. Warner is the villain of the first book, which is called Shatter Me. But once we read this novella, we realize that Warner is not actually the villain. He is also a good person at heart, and we understand why he did what he did, and we really get to resonate with Warner. And after reading this book, my perception about Warner has completely changed. I really like this guy, and I understand what he does and why he does what he does, and that he is also in trouble. His father is ruthless, and he is always in a constant fear that his father will judge him. So that's why Warner is like that, and I totally get it now. So this was a 4.5 out of 5, and being a novella, it is only around 80 pages long. So there is not much of a story, because obviously it's the same story as Shatter Me, so you'll not want to read the same story again and again. And being a novella, 4.5 out of 5 is a very good rating, I believe. So this was one of the best books I read this month. The third book that I read this month was The Fine Print. This is the first book in the Dreamland Billionaire series. This is the story of Rowan and Zara. Rowan basically gets a letter from his dead grandfather that he'll be able to inherit Dreamland only if he renovates it, and only if the renovation is successful. So on his way to renovate Dreamland, he meets Zara and they fall in love. And this is basically a love story between Rowan and Zara. There are 2 more books in this series. The next book is Terms and Conditions, which tells us the story of Rowan's older brother, and I'm really excited to read that book. I have looked for this book, the second book, actually in a lot of bookstores, but they are always sold out. So I'll try to get my hands on it, and as soon as I get my hands on it, I'll start reading the second series. This was a 4.5 out of 5 book for me. 4.5 out of 5 is a very good rating, I believe, and it was also one of the best books that I read this month. Next, we read The Silent Patient. This is one of the best books I've ever read. I highly recommend. A total 5 out of 5 stars for me. This is the story of Alicia. She is an artist, a painter, and she has killed her husband by shooting him 5 times in the face. That happened over 6 years ago. And after that incident, she has never spoken a single word. And due to that, she has been kept in a mental institution. And now we have our protagonist Theo. He basically thinks that he'll be able to make Alicia speak. He is a psychotherapist, and he goes to Alicia's institution, mental institution, and he does Alicia's counseling. And basically we get to know the story of Alicia, why she killed her husband, and basically the twist is revealed. This had one of the craziest plot twists I've ever read, and this book is just so good. I do not have words to describe it. I really loved reading this book. The language is very easy, so anyone can read it if they want. And this will also get you out of a reading slump. And this is one of the best books I've read. What more can I say about it? Moving on, I read All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. This is the story of Quinn and Graham. This book has a dual time perspective. There is a then timeline in which is 7 years ago when Quinn and Graham met each other and how they fell in love. And then there is a now perspective which is 7 years later when they are married to each other and their marriage is not working. So all the chapters which are numbered even are of the now perspective, which is their marriage is broken, and all the odd number of chapters are of the then perspective when they first met and fell in love. So there is a huge difference between the happy chapters and the sad chapters, and that makes the book very sad, because you see that they are so happy when they were in the beginning of the relationship, but 7 years later their marriage is just not working, and that makes this book really sad. The dual time perspective is the reason this book is really sad, and it is very well written. I think this book would have not made such an impact if it was not because of the dual time perspective. The only reason this book is sad is because of that. This is one of the best books I've read this month. I actually said that for most of the books that I read, but this month has been a very successful reading month, you can see. This is a 5 out of 5 and I highly recommend, but do check the trigger warnings because there are some triggers, and once you have done that, you are good to go. This book is one of the best I have read and I'll highly recommend. I'll always keep recommending it. That's it for the wrap up of June. We read some really good books. We have this huge pile of 5 books that we read this month. You have seen my review of all these books, and you can definitely read all of these books. They were really good. And that is it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please show some love, comment on this video, like this video, share it with your friends and family, and enjoy reading. See you in the next video.